In this video, I'll be teaching you how to cut and sew this beautiful gown you are seeing on the screen. So the inspiration is the one by the right, while my recreation is the video playing on the screen. So if this is something you're interested in, please like, comment, share, and also subscribe. So this is the part 1 of this tutorial. This entails the pattern drafting and also the cutting of this gown. Now let's get right into the tutorial. Welcome guys, so this is my upscale pattern. It has the shoulder, the armhole line, the bust line, the under bust line, and the waist line. So we'll be drafting the upper part of the gown. So for the measurement I'm using for my waist length, it is 16 inches. My under bust is 12.5, my bust is 9, bust line is 9 inches, and my armhole line is 7.5. So we'll be drafting a shoulder dart bustier pattern. So now let me go ahead and just do my armhole. So I've done the armhole, and the next thing I'll be doing is to go down by 3/4 from my bust line. So I went down by 3/4 and I'll just be drawing a short line, not too long but a short line. So on that line, starting from that line, I'll measure my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. So my nipple to nipple measurement is 7 inches, and 7 inches divided by 2 is 3.5. So I'll be marking the points on the under bust and on the waist area. So I'll connect those points with a straight line just like this. So the next thing I'll be doing is my under bust tightening. So towards this side I'm taking 1.5 inches, and towards this side I'm taking half inches. I'll also do the same thing at the waist area. So I'll go ahead and connect my points. So I'll connect from the under bust to the waist area just like this. So now from this point, I'll connect it to the new line I drew below the bust line. So I'll use this curve, I'll use my French curve to connect it like this. Then I'll connect the other part too. So I just use a straight line. So I just use the straight line to connect these parts. So now I'll be extending this line. As you can see, this particular line, I'm extending it upward, just a little bit upward. We'll still extend it further. But now I want to mark my chest line. So for my chest line, it is 6.5. So I'm marking that on it. Then I will go up by 1.5 from the chest line. I will show you very soon. So this is the chest line. It is 6.5 from my shoulder downward. So the chest line is also the upper bust line, so where your bust is starting from. So now, like I said, I'm going upward by 1.5. This is because for this pattern, for the dress rather, it has this sweetheart neckline at the front. So I'm going up by 1.5 inches. So I'll be ruling a line across that point also. So like this line we were extending before, so I'll go ahead and just extend it upward to the line, to those lines upward. So to the lines I just extended this upward. So the next thing I will do is to go inward by about 1 inch. This is just to tighten the upper bust area. Then I'll connect it to the bust line, to the bust point. So I'll connect this bust point to the 1 inch space that I left at this upper part. So that was what I did. So I'm trying to blend these parts. So I'm trying to blend it in with my French curve. So now this is what we have. So let's label this. This is the chest line, also the upper bust line, and this line upward is just the 1.5 inches line that we went upward with. So now let's go ahead and mark the bust measurement and the waist measurement. So now I'm measuring my bust measurement divided by 4. My bust is 34 divided by 4, that's 8.5. My under bust is 24. Then these 2 inches here, I will just add it back here. So my under bust and my waist is the same measurement. So I'll measure the 6 inches, that is 24 divided by 4. Then I'll also add the 2 inches under bust tightening there. So I'll connect all these points together. So I'll connect all these points together, and this is what we have. So now for this side that the difference between my half length for the front and the back, that's what I'm using. So my half length for the front is 16 and the half length for my back is 14 and a half. So I have 1.5 inches excess there. So I'll just make that my side dart. So that's my side dart. So now all these parts here that I'm shading, they are the unwanted parts that will be cutting out. So now the dart I took here, the tightening I took here, I'll just add it back. So it's about 1 inch and I'll add my 1 inch back. So now I'll reshape the armhole. If you haven't liked this video at this point, please like, also comment and subscribe, and also click on the bell icon beside the subscribe button to get notified when I drop the part 2 of this. So for this side, I'll be cutting it open like this, and I'll be taking the dart inside, so it will be like this. So now for this upper part here, I'm folding in the darts here. So this is because I want to draw my neckline. Please, you don't even have to do this. You can just draw the neckline on this center front only. That is, the sweetheart neckline can be drawn on this center front only. But I don't know why I even did this, but you can just keep this part and just make the sweetheart neckline like on the center front alone. Just connect it on the center front alone. But I just fold mine inside like this. Then I connected it from the 1.5 inches we went up at the chest line area. So I slanted it down to the chest line area. So this is what I have. So what I said earlier is that you can just do the sweetheart neckline on this center front alone. So the center front, you can just do the sweetheart neckline there alone. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to tape in the side darts. So I'll use my paper tape to hold this in, then I will redraw the side. So I'll tape it in like this, and for this side, as you can see, that is not straight again, so I'll just straighten it. I'll just straighten it like this, and this is what we have. So now I'll go ahead and just cut it out. So this is what I have. So this is what it looks like. So now let's work on our yoke. So for this yoke here, this is my armhole line. So I will do the shoulder slope at this point. So this is my shoulder slope 1 inch, and the neckline I'm using is 3. So I'm using 3 by 3. You can use 3 by 3.5 or 3 by 4. But don't let the wideness, that is the wideness, be too wide. Don't let the neckline be too wide, but you can make it deep. So now I'll go ahead and cut all this part out. Then this is the yoke. So we'll still work on the yoke to achieve this open sleeve that we have. So that's the armhole, the bust, the under bust, and the waist. So now let's work on the yoke. So for this yoke here, at the shoulder area, you measure 1 inch like this. Then you connect this point to this edge here. So you connect it just like this with a curve. Now don't use the straight part, or use a curve to connect it like this. Then you cut it out. So this is what will give it the open sleeve that we have. So this is what gives it the open sleeve that we have. So now let me just label this as the front yoke. Now let's move to the back pattern. So this is my back pattern, and this is the basic back pattern. This has the shoulder, the armhole, and the waist. So this is my zipper allowance. I'm using 1 inch here. So now this is 14.5. So now I'll go ahead and do the armhole, and this is what we have. So at this point here, I'll measure my bust divided by 4. As you can see that I'm taking the measurement after the zipper allowance, not with the zipper allowance. So after the zipper allowance, at the waist area, I added 1 inch for the darts that I'll be adding. I added 1 inch. So right now I'll be preventing zip bulging. So at this part here, I'll take out half inch. But whatsoever I take out there, I will add it back at this part. So I'm adding it back at this part, but to the other side I'll be cutting it away. So I'll just blend it like this. So this will prevent zip bulging. So now for the neckline, I'll be using 3 by 2 inches. That is 3 inches wide and 2 inches deep. So this is my shoulder slope. Then I'll just connect it. So after this, we'll be working on the back yoke. So this is my front yoke. So when I measured this, I have 4 inches at the shoulder area. So I'll be marking that 4 inches also like this. Then I'll be measuring my chest line. That's 6.5. So or you can just go up by 1 inch at your armhole line. Then I'll be blending that line that I measured earlier to this new line, that point that I measured earlier. So I'll be blending it like this. So this is because I want the back and the front to be the same, because the gathers we are adding to the front, it will be at the back too, so that they can be on the same line. So this is what we have. So now for this, I will also measure 1 inch like this. Then I will connect it to this armhole. So I'll connect it to the armhole like we did for the front yoke also. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. So this is the back yoke. So for the dart here, what I did was to measure my nipple to nipple measurement plus half inch. Then I just drew a line upward. So the line did not get to the armhole line, like 1 inch below the armhole line. Then I just mark out my darts like this. So this is the dart. So this is the back pattern. So let's move to the skirt part. So for the skirt part, this is what I measured. If you want a tutorial on how to cut this skirt, I have a video on this already. So I'll just link it up here for you to see. So I have the video, that's why I'm not filming this. So I'm just showing you the skirt part. So I'm making it a long gown. So the sleeve and the other part of this video will be in the part 2, which will be uploaded shortly. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the part 2. Bye.